Hello and welcome to this English lesson. My name is Stuart. In today's lesson, we're looking at the position of adverbs. Let's go to the intro. Now, as I said, the objective today is looking at the position of adverbs in sentences. And in English, we have three positions basically that we can put adverbs in. They can go in a front, a middle, or an end position. And I'm going to show you different examples of those three positions. Firstly, we're going to look at front position adverbs. Now, I've got a list of the main ones that can go in a front position. But firstly, I'll say that a lot of the times you can see these adverbs in other positions as well. So English is a bit flexible or a bit difficult to learn like that because you can see exceptions. So even though we say here front position for these particular adverbs, sometimes they are possible in other positions. Now, front position. The first one is connecting adverbs. And the connecting adverbs like then, however, as a result, finally, etc., that connect two sentences together with a logical idea. So, for example, we went to the cinema, then we went for dinner. Okay, so the front position here. The second example, the economy is bad, however, comma, the job market is getting better, we could say. So we're joining the two sentences together with common ideas through a connecting adverb. Okay. Now the second example here is comment adverbs. Comment adverbs, and these are used to give the speaker's viewpoint or the speaker's attitude towards a problem or a situation. Okay. Some common comment adverbs: personally, stupidly, unfortunately, fortunately, thankfully, etc. We'll see two examples. So personally, comma, I prefer working nights. Personally, I prefer working nights as opposed to working days. So that's my attitude, that's my viewpoint, it's my opinion. So personally, I prefer working nights. Or unfortunately, I didn't pass the exam. Unfortunately, I didn't pass the exam. Or we could say, fortunately, I passed the exam. Okay. Now the next one is time and place adverbs. Time and place adverbs. Okay. So for example, time adverbs like today, every week. Now, normally time adverbs can go at the end of sentences, okay, as well. But here, when the focus is not, the focus of the sentence is not the time adverb, we can put it at the beginning of the sentence. So we can say, every week she has a different boyfriend. Every week she has a different boyfriend, okay? Or today she's going to the dentist. So it's not the focus of the sentence, the adverb. And the last one here on this example is with here and there, that we can also use these at the beginning of the sentence. There are some other place adverbs that we can use at the beginning, but it's more for writing and for literary effect. Okay, so here comes your brother, we can say, or we can also say, for example, there is your brother. Okay, so we're using here and there at the beginning of the sentence. But remember that for other place adverbs, normally at the end of the sentence. So for example, at the end of the road. So you would say there's a cinema at the end of the road. But if you wanted to write in English, you could very easily say at the end of the road there is a cinema, for example. So that's using a place adverb at the beginning. And the last example for front position is with maybe and perhaps. And the example, perhaps I'll go for a run. So we use these two particular ones in the front position. So I'll clean the board and we'll come back with some mid-position adverbs. I'll see you in a second. Okay, back again. Now, the second part here is looking at mid-position adverbs. Mid-position. And by mid-position, we mean that they normally go in between the subject and the verb, for example, or they go after an auxiliary verb and the main verb, okay? So that's what we mean by the mid-position, and we'll see some of the examples here of where in the sentence these mid-position adverbs can go. Now the first one is for indefinite frequency. For example, always, usually, normally, seldom, never, etc. And the examples we have are, he never eats lunch before 1 p.m. He never eats lunch before 1 p.m. And they usually go to Spain for their holidays. They usually go to Spain for their holidays. The second example is degree adverbs or adverbs of degree. And by this we mean almost, nearly, completely, more or less, etc. And let's have a look here. Sally is my ex. We almost got married. Okay, we almost got married, or we nearly got married. And I completely disagree with what you have just said. I completely disagree with what you have just said. So again, mid-position for degree adverbs. The third example, adverbs of certainty. Examples definitely, surely, probably, clearly, etc. And the examples that we have, I will definitely visit my parents tomorrow. I will definitely visit them. I'm absolutely certain that tomorrow I'm going to visit my parents. So I will definitely visit my parents tomorrow. We can see here that we have the auxiliary verb will and visit. Okay. And the second example, he is clearly the best player on the team. He is clearly the best player on the team. He is better by far than the rest of the players. So he's clearly the best player on the team. And the last example here for mid-position is with focusing adverbs. I did a lesson a couple of weeks ago about focusing adverbs. So if you want to go through and find that, you can. But focusing adverbs is when we want to focus on a specific part of the sentence in order to emphasize. So an example of a focus adverb is just. So I just need a few more minutes to finish. I just need a few more minutes to finish. So the position here again with just. Okay? Now again, I'll clean this and I'll come back with end position adverbs. See you in a sec. Okay, back again. Now the last one we're going to look at is the end position for adverbs. Okay? And normally the end position adverbs are for manner, place, and time, and in that particular order. Okay? I'll show you an example in a minute of what I mean exactly by that. But for adverbs of manner, angrily, happily, fast, well, badly, etc., we can take the end position. Examples, he stormed out of the room angrily. Now we have an asterisk here, which means that angrily, because it's an ly adverb, it can also take a mid position as well. So we could say he angrily stormed out of the room, or he stormed out of the room angrily. Okay, we can use both positions there, depending on what you want to emphasize in the sentence. And the other example is Sandra speaks English really well. Okay, well at the end position. We couldn't put well in another position of the sentence because it's not an ly adverb. Okay, now the next one is adverbs of place. Here, there, upstairs, outside, etc. Examples, the children are sleeping upstairs, or the children are sleeping downstairs. Any one of those would do. Or this example, take the rubbish and put it outside. Okay, N position for these adverbs of place. And the last one is adverbs of time, today, last week, etc. Now we saw before adverbs of time in a front position, but remember that was when there wasn't importance on the adverb. But here at the end position, okay, we went to the cinema today. I want to put more importance on the fact that we went there today as opposed to yesterday. Or she has a new boyfriend every week. Okay, the emphasis being on every week. Okay, not the fact that she has a new boyfriend technically, but it's every week that she has a new boyfriend. Now the last sentence, John went happily off to school on Monday, is an example of the manner, place, time structure for the adverb use. So John went happily, manner, off to school, place, on Monday, time. Okay, so John went happily off to school on Monday, following the manner, place, time order. Now, thank you very much for watching the lesson. Remember, if you have a comment or a question, please leave it below, or if you have a doubt, remember also to share the video on social media, your Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and I'll see you in the next lesson, hopefully. Thank you. Bye.